the recording of this. So how do we model this thing that you have a little curve, which is relatively fast and easy? So you will go to model in place. You have to say what it is, which is basically, in this case, it's more like a wall thing. It's not exactly a furniture. So you can say wall and call it booth or something. Everything tones down, and then you just need to use the extrusion command for this. So extrusion, the only tricky part about Revit is where do I create my lines?
Yeah, because a lot of time when I go to draw models like this, it says it like can't draw in specific planes, but like that's the plane that I need to draw it in.
Exactly. So here's the trick. You click on set work plane, and it's going to ask you a couple of things, like basically what plane. You say pick plane, and then you need to check that. Now, it's not allowing us now, and my guess is because it's actually a non-form. So let me cancel that. Should be able to pick it up now. Wait, this is export analysis. Maybe that's why. Sorry. Another recommendation is don't maybe save as the file and do export analysis. The whole idea of Revit is that you don't do like in AutoCAD that you have different drawings in the same element. You can duplicate views. You duplicate the view, and the duplicated view you explode it. So you have one view with exploded and the other one is not exploded, no?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do this in general.
Okay.
Anyway, I was using that one, so let me see.
I told Lauren about us meeting, so she might hop on if she can, because she would definitely like to know some stuff.
Perfect. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put this glass here so I can use it afterwards. I'm gonna use the glass as a way to create that plane. So, hello, Lauren. I'm just recording a little thing as in how we can actually model this very fast in Revit, because I think it's also the fastest solution. I have a feeling. So the idea is model in place. It is this particular component is a wall, and it will be a wall booth. And the question is extrusion set pick. That's to assign a working plane. So because you can say show and you can see how the plane is there. Where is it? There. So whatever's blue, that's where you're working on. You definitely don't want that blue element to be there. So you can say turn off the show, but it's there. So any plane you create now is there. You can always go back to show and see that it's there. Okay, so I'm creating extrusion, which basically allows me to pick this guy, which is a pick line, and that's when I say you can use the material that you have created. No.
Oh.
I'm picking this line here. Now this one doesn't have a curve for whatever reason, so you can do it afterwards. So that's close, but definitely you want the fillet there because you want a curve. So you can use this option called fillet arc. You select one line and then the other one, and you can assign whatever, radius. And you can do that for these two as well. I'm not sure the radius I selected there.
Oh, cool.
So once it's a closed polyline, you say, okay, it's an extrusion. You can either change the parameters here, or you can just literally drag it in until it snaps to the end.
Oh, wow. This is so helpful.
And you say, well, in a way, you can select it now and copy it. Can we? Multiple. maybe it's an issue of one. So let me say this. Okay, now we have one here. Copy. Maybe I think it's because we have to set the working plane again to level 2, no? Copy. Why can't I copy this thing? What is it? There you go. So best place to copy is actually oh wait, it has a back wall, this one? No, it's a glass component, no?
Yeah, that's a glass component.
Okay, so that then the other one could be with a wall and it's the same. So you can copy this guy. They seem to be slightly different or they have
Yeah, so every other one is like different. So there's the one that you just built, it's like not the next one, but the one after that is exactly.
I see what it is.
They're like they're inverted, so that way people can see inside.
This idea of having two also is a problem because the Revit understands the world in a way where it lives.
I know.
The world is very big.
Very realistic.
To go about it. So basically this one I see. So then we have to edit in place this guy, and we need to edit the extrusion and pick the lines that are inside this one. I guess these two need to disappear. And fill it, these two guys. You say, okay. Where's this?
It's the other side. I think it was highlighted.
I think it's these two. No? There we go. But now in plan, we need to come here and stop there, basically, no? And that would be your little wall, I guess, with the window. But you can also model that as an extrusion, add it to this with a rectangle. Would it be? Oh no. And another one there, theoretically. Extrusion, rectangle, or peak. Anyway, I guess once you have all of them, you're good to go.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And these ones are, you can theoretically join these guys. So it's a one mass, and then the glass component that you have done already. So here's how it goes. I model one, you can select it and obviously assign the materials here. So whatever material it is, it will be right there. You can, so let's just imagine for now that is I don't know, the wood. And you know how to assign materials and these things, or
Yeah.
so then that's that.
How would because it's all right, so that seemed like fairly easy, but what about that really complex form on the first
Yeah, I was
level?
about to ask about that.
So that's good. Well, you will basically now just finishing that one. You will take this element and copy it and flip, copy and flip,
Mhm.
and you will have that. Now, probably make sure that the one that you did has the materials that you like, and so on, and that the glass meets, etc., etc. Now, in the other one, and let me see if it works the same way. Theoretically, should be, but it might give us surprises. It's a funky one. Well, in theory, and let's see if it works, it's another different model in place.
Mhm.
And in this case, it's more of a furniture, I guess. Let's call it furniture floor. Cool. See if it works. And it is a simple extrusion in theory. So now it has to be set the plane to that plane. So if we see it, there is. And then let's see if we can pick. Because last time I tried and it didn't let me pick. So many of the things are not able to be picked. And my guess is that some of them are. Complex curves are not able to work out. So I understand that could be an issue for you, no? So here's what I would do. I would actually go to this viewer option. I think we can see this. It works. And guess what? Unless you probably have the DWG line drawing, is that true?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm afraid that we bring it here and it's not going to work either, you know, because there's splines and so on. But do you mind sharing with me right now the DWG, because that could be something. But
Okay.
because one thing you can do is literally like start drawing these things on that plane.
Yeah.
So whatever you are, and are you sharing that one with me, or
Yeah, I'm gonna.
to my
I'm
email?
opening it now, just to make sure it's the right one.
Because they also say you guys have like a funky, I don't know how to call it. A funky thing on top. This thing that doesn't really correspond with, I don't know what that is, like a surface element. It's a little like a plane, undulated plane on top of the model. Anyway, share with me the DWG and see if we can actually work with this. So you kind of pick that face as a setting plane, and then you can start your extrusion and draw here in a way. So you can say up, down.
Okay, yeah, just kind of like trace it.
Yeah, you can trace it more or less. You can create splines, and you can create an approximation of what you have here.
Yeah.
As you know, best as you you can or you want. You might want to even reinvent a little bit, a couple of things.
Yeah.
You know, so once you can be more picky by just clicking more times, obviously, being serious about the form. Don't worry, you can edit the form afterwards because the control points can be edited. You can escape and continue the splines. You can create arcs as well and so on if you like. But I would think of it as a one single close polyline.
Got it. Yeah.
As a strategy. And I'll show you. I'm just going to finish it here. Well, I can do this. We can have one. Although it doesn't go that way, I should have gone up. Anyway, I think you get the idea, no? So let me close that just as an example. No, so that's a closed polyline. That's the exterior shell. And you can definitely create, as I did before, the interior element. Again, every single of this has to be made of at least 2 polylines, but in your case, it's so complex that you're gonna have to do many polylines, which is fine. So you could have one main polyline, the exterior, and as many closed polylines inside. Okay, and then you say, okay, you can drag, you can drag the element to whatever you need it to be. Okay, and then delete the monster you created. And this one can actually be assigned the material that you want.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and you will have the openings, of course, and so on. If you want a cushion, which is what I feel you're trying to do as well.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for.
So before you do finish the model, you can continue and do other models, and you can pick here, for example, that curve. You see how is it now? It is.
Yeah.
And you can do an offset.
Okay.
That curve. I don't know if that's going to be done. Maybe because spline. Let me see 5. Funny. Maybe offsets are not going to work. How is that? Because I think splines are very, very, inconvenient to Revit as a picky guy. So you can always do another set of, for example, a line here. And even reinvent the cushion, why not?
Yeah.
And to this, you can give another different material. I'm doing a little bit not very cool, but you can even create some kind of a nice softness to it. Or you can even delete this part, create another polyline, and do this like a little. As long as a closed polyline, you can have in the same model in place this extra material on top.
Yeah.
Select that form, and you give it the whatever textile or whatever element you want to assign.
Okay.
To that. So you can, again, one exterior polyline. I will focus on whatever is the hard material. It's one exterior polyline and several interior polylines.
Okay.
You extrude it the length that you want, and then number 2, you create extra polylines for those cushions, wherever you want them, whether inside or outside. Okay.
Okay.
I think that should do it. And once you're done, you have a real Revit model that you will have materials and so on.
Yeah.
It will appear nicely. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put this in a YouTube channel. I can share the video because I think it's